I'm Bob Gill, and I'm a former teacher at Riggs High School, and with me is Amy Boutchee, one of the administrators. And before we start, I would really like to thank Amy and Rob and Kevin, so supportive and encouraging administrators in the school, and I never felt like I was ever alone, and I really appreciated that. It was a very good 20 years here at Riggs High School. What are some of the new and exciting things that are happening at Riggs this new year?
Sure. We're coming up in the near future, at the end of January, we will actually be hosting what's called an Advanced Ed Accreditation Review. Advanced Ed is an accrediting entity that Riggs has been a part of for over 100 years now. And what happens is that we have 5 to 6 educators who are currently in practice. They're teachers and administrators from schools, not only across the state, but a couple comes from other states. And the purpose for them coming to our school is that we take a look at what we're doing and really look to move from good to great by taking a look at our strengths and taking a look at the areas in which we can improve. And I really do feel like good schools do that, that move from good to great and looking at everything that we do on a regular basis. And so that'll be happening in the end of January.
Yeah, you get that outside input, really helps to know. It's a lot of times you don't see things that you're doing that could be better, and it's always good to get a second eyes in there, and third and so forth.
Kind of that bird's eye view, I think, can be a very helpful part. The other thing that's new to the school year this year is that we were awarded a grant to help create a commercial-sized kitchen, and so we are now offering culinary arts courses and the Pro Start program, and even through Safe Serve certification through our new culinary arts program, and it's really very impressive, the facility that we've been able to create here at school and what we're able to offer students in the area of culinary arts. And there's really a big push for the CTE, and that's an abbreviation for career and technical education type courses for our students. And both in the culinary area, in the last 2 years we've offered more agriculture type classes, and Mr. Jacobson was hired. This is his second year now, and he teaches wildlife and fisheries.
Oh, wow.
We also now offer an animal science, a plant science, and those are courses that are in addition to what we've ever had offered before.
Do you see a lot of interest in the culinary for students, or is it just did it start out with a bang, or you're working to get it better or more involvement with the students?
Sure, that's a good question. Our culinary classes fill up pretty quickly, and so there's intro to foods classes, there's some introductory type courses that students need to take before they get into the more advanced culinary type certification programs. But we do have a nice number of students. Our kitchen will hold 18 students at a time, and thus far we've maxed it out at right around that 18
That's good to do.
thus far. So it's been a very positive addition and enhancement of what we've offered up to this point at Riggs High School.
Well, good. And you say from going from good to great. In the past years, Riggs has been at the very top in the state and even the nation in test scores. And what do you contribute to that success?
Sure. And I think, having one particular contributor to that isn't really a fair statement. I think it's a multitude of contributors to the success that our students have seen. And first and foremost, the students themselves are darn hard workers. They show up every day. They do what is asked of them. They go above and beyond what's asked of them. And with that, or coupled with that, is teachers who have very high expectations. And going back to the Advanced Ed review that I mentioned earlier in the interview, in the surveys that we surveyed from both students, parents, and teachers, the number one thing was the high expectations at Riggs High School. And that really isn't just amongst teachers, but that's family members, and we have a great support from families who have high expectations for their students and who push their students through the adversities of high school, because it's not an easy place. It's not a place where getting an A is an easy deal. But I feel like that sets our students apart from others when it comes to working through that adversity and really working hard to meet the high expectations set by both their teachers and their families.
And I've talked to several students, and one of the things they say, they go to college, I've had all this stuff already, and it seems like it's easy. And some of them have classes they've taken at Riggs that applied to their college, and they just get a head start over other students, and that's wonderful to say about your school.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it goes back to you know, not just Riggs High School, but the Pierce School District in general.
Yeah.
We call ourselves the finishers, but the reality is that our students have had an outstanding education from the time they walked into Pierce schools. And we get to finish it out. We get to see the end product, but the reality is it's 13 years worth of quality education that really builds upon the successes that we see our students having and the opportunities that we see them having.
And I feel myself very privileged to work for the district for 20 years. It was a wonderful experience. And I'm very thankful that you were able to join me today. This has been a Lee Real Estate Community Spotlight.